Hey, what's up guys? Steve here, and we've got a ton of vintage cards to cover today as we look at the 20 highest selling baseball cards from January of 2022. And kicking today's list off at number 20 is this 1969 Topps Willie Mays, card number 190. This PSA 10 copy received 27 bids at the Golden auction on January 9th and sold for $57,600. This is the new record sale of this card in any grade by any grading company, as the previous record was held by a PSA 10 that sold for $45,600 at an REA auction back in April of 2021. We get one of only two modern cards to make today's list at number 19, with this 2017 Bowman Chrome Prospects autographed orange refractor Ronald Acuna. This BGS 9.5 copy received 33 bids at an eBay auction that ended on January 25th and sold for $62,100. Serial numbered out of only 25, this first Bowman Acuna sale is right in line with the average sale price of the last 5 sales, while the all-time record sale is still held by a Beckett gold-labeled Pristine 10 that sold for $108,000 back in May of 2021. We get our monthly regular at number 18 with this 1952 Topps Mickey Mantle, card number 311. This PSA 3 copy received 21 bids at the Golden auction on January 10th and sold for $66,000 even. This sale is up a little compared to the previous 10 PSA 3 sales of this card, but is still far off from the all-time record PSA 3 sale that took place back in March of 2021 and sold for $162,000. This 1952 Mickey Mantle has been graded 1,652 times by PSA and is a pop of 191 in a PSA 3, with 752 copies graded higher, including a pop of 3 in a PSA 10 for the highest graded copies. Coming in at number 17 is this 1972 Topps Pete Rose, card number 559. This PSA 10 copy received 16 bids at the Heritage auction on January 28th and sold for $66,000. This is by far the new record sale of this card in any grade by any grading company. Matter of fact, the last PSA 10 sold for just over $9,000 at a Memory Lane auction back in October of 2020. This 1972 Pete Rose has been graded 2,730 times by PSA and is a PSA 10 pop of 13. We get a rare pre-war baseball card at number 16 with this 1950 General Banking Company Honus Wagner, card number 48. This PSA 3 copy received 16 bids at the Heritage auction on January 28th and sold for $72,000. This is the new record sale of this card, and this exact PSA 3 copy sold for $13,000 way back in June of 2010. This batting variation is the only copy that has ever been graded by PSA. Coming in at number 15 is this 1952 Bowman Yogi Berra, card number 1. This PSA 9 copy received 14 bids at the Heritage auction on January 28th and sold for $75,000 even. This is by far the new record sale of this card in any grade by any grading company, as the previous record was held by a PSA 9 copy that sold for $18,385 all the way back in June of 2013. PSA has graded this card 1,309 times, and a PSA 9 is a pop of 6 with none graded higher. Up next at number 14 is this 1914 Cracker Jack Walter Johnson, card number 57. This PSA 5 copy received 21 bids at the Heritage auction on January 28th and sold for $84,000. This is by far the new record sale of this card in any grade by any grading company, as the previous record was held by a PSA 4 that sold for $23,400 back in February of 2021. PSA has graded this card 58 times, and a PSA 5 is a pop of 12 with only 3 graded higher, including a pop of 1 and a PSA 7.5 for the highest graded copy. We get our last modern baseball card to make today's list at number 13 with this 2016 Bowman Chrome Prospects autographed orange refractor Vladimir Guerrero Jr. This PSA 10 copy received 27 bids at the Golden auction on January 8th and sold for $85,200. This is the new record sale of this card in any grade by any grading company, as the previous record was held by a BGS 9.5 copy that sold for just over $44,000 at a Golden auction back in August of 2021. Serial numbered out of only 25, this autographed orange refractor has been graded 6 times by PSA, and a PSA 10 is a pop of 3. Up next at number 12 is this 1933 Goudey Sport Kings Babe Ruth, card number 2. This PSA 7 copy received 28 bids at the same Golden auction on January 8th and sold for $90,000 even. This is the new record sale of this card in a PSA 7, while the all-time record sale is still held by a PSA 8 copy that sold for $210,000 at a Heritage auction back in May of 2021. PSA has graded this card 532 times, and a PSA 7 is a pop of 31, with 28 copies graded higher, including a pop of 2 and a PSA 9 for the highest graded copies. Just missing the top 10 of today's list is this 1953 Topps Jackie Robinson, card number 1. This PSA 8 copy received 16 bids at the Heritage auction on January 28th and sold for $94,933. This is the new record sale of this card in a PSA 8, while the all-time record sale is still held by a PSA 9 copy that sold for $288,000 at a Golden auction back in October of 2021. With PSA grading this card over 3,200 times, this is a PSA 8 pop of 70, with 11 copies graded higher, including a pop of 1 and a PSA 10. Kicking off the top 10 is this 1962 Topps Roger Maris, card number 1. This PSA 9 copy received 12 bids at the Heritage auction on January 28th and sold for $105,000. This is by far the new record sale of this card and is the first sale to break the 6-figure mark. PSA has graded this card 3,362 times, and this is a PSA 9 pop of 6 with no copies graded higher. Up next at number 9 is this 1925 Exhibits Lou Gehrig, card number 37. This PSA 2 copy received 17 bids at the Heritage auction on January 28th and sold for $108,000. This sale more than doubles the previous PSA 2 sale of this card that took place back in 2019, while the all-time record sale is still held by a PSA 5 copy that sold for just over $1 million at a Memory Lane auction back in July of 2021. With this card being graded 39 times by PSA, this is a PSA 2 pop of 7, with 24 graded higher, including a pop of 2 and a PSA 6 for the highest graded copies. Coming in at number 8 is this 1933 Goudey Babe Ruth, card number 144. This SGC 7 copy received 23 bids at the Heritage auction on January 28th and sold for $126,000. This is the new record sale of this card in a SGC 7, as the previous copy sold for $20,400 back in July of 2019, while the all-time record sale comes in a PSA 9 that sold for $528,000 back in January of 2019. SGC has graded this Babe Ruth 584 times, and an SGC 7 is a pop of 10, with 16 copies graded higher, including a pop of 2 and a SGC 9 for the highest graded copies. Up next at number 7 is this 1957 Topps Ted Williams, card number 1. This PSA 9 copy received 21 bids at the Heritage auction on January 28th and sold for $138,000. This is by far the new record sale of this card in any grade by any grading company, as the previous record was held by a PSA 9 that sold for $19,200 back in November of 2021. PSA has graded this Ted Williams over 5,000 times, and a PSA 9 is a pop of 15, with only one copy graded higher in a PSA 10. And I was unable to find any past sales for that pop of 1 PSA 10. Just missing the top 5 of today's list is this 1971 Topps Burt Blyleven, card number 26. This PSA 10 copy received 14 bids at the Heritage Auction on January 28th and also sold for $138,000. This is the new record sale of this card in any grade by any grading company. The amount of the sale really threw me off until I researched the population reports. PSA has graded this card 2,792 times, and this is a PSA 10 pop of 1. This exact pop of 1 sold for a little over $15,000 back in May of 2012, then again for $55,200 in February of 2021. To show the power of the population reports, PSA 9 copies of this card currently sell for around $4,000. Kicking off the top 5 is this 1914 Cracker Jack Joe Jackson, card number 103. This PSA 5 copy received 27 bids at the Heritage Auction on January 28th and sold for $240,000. This PSA 5 sets the new all-time record sale of this card, beating out the previous record that was held by a PSA 6 that sold for $157,200 back in May of 2021. PSA has graded this card a total of 41 times, and a PSA 5 is a pop of 5 with 3 copies graded higher, including a pop of 1 and a PSA 8 for the highest graded copy. We're sticking to the 1914 Cracker Jack set at number 4 with this Jack Mathewson, card number 88. This PSA 5 copy received 22 bids at the same Heritage Auction on January 28th and sold for $312,000. Another record-breaking sale here, as the previous record for this card was held by a PSA 2.5 that sold for $138,000 back in February of 2021. This card has been graded 24 times by PSA, and a PSA 5 is a pop of 2, with only one copy graded higher in a PSA 7. Up next at number 3 is this 1933 Goudey Larry Lajoie, card number 106. This PSA 9 copy received 25 bids at the Heritage Auction on January 28th and sold for $384,000. This is by far the new record sale of this card in any grade by any grading company, as the previous record was held by a SGC 9 copy that sold for $125,938 all the way back in January of 2009. With PSA grading this card 88 times, this is a PSA 9 pop of 9 with none graded higher. Up next at number 2 is this 1951 Bowman Mickey Mantle, card number 253. This PSA 8 copy received 19 bids at the Heritage Auction on January 28th and sold for $504,000. This is the third highest sale of this card in a PSA 8, while the all-time record sale comes in a PSA 9 that sold for $615,000 back in March of 2021. With just under 3,000 copies being graded by PSA, this card is a pop of 53 in a PSA 8, with 10 copies graded higher, including a pop of 1 in a PSA 10. Topping off today's list for the 20 highest selling baseball cards from January of 2022 is this 1914 Cracker Jack Ty Cobb, card number 30. With PSA grading this card 83 times, this is a PSA 8 pop of 5, with only one copy graded higher in a PSA 8.5. This PSA 8 copy received 21 bids at the Heritage Auction on January 28th and sold for $516,000. Thanks for joining me today, guys, and all the continued support on the channel. I'll see you on the next video. Peace.